3 already.
Yep. Yesterday, our first 2 episodes went live. We got officially accepted by Apple, and we're on Spotify now. If you guys could please subscribe and rate and leave a review even, we would really appreciate it. Yep, subscribe. To those of you who just listen, we're also on YouTube. And those who just watch, we're also on Apple and Spotify. So we're just getting started. So the subscriptions would be highly appreciated.
Please.
Yes. I mean, who doesn't want to hear what we talk about every week? And you need to be notified too. So make sure you subscribe.
Definitely get into some juicy stuff, that's for sure.
Yes.
That is for sure. We've shocked a lot of people thus far.
Yeah, 2 episodes deep, and we've already stirred up the pot a lot.
Oh, yeah. But this is what we're here for. This is what's fun.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been fun so far.
Yes. But we don't, yeah, never mind. We'll go there.
Should we check in
Yeah.
with our weeks?
Totally. Who wants to start? Me?
Yeah, you
All right.
start this time.
So, this past week feels like it. Like, when I'm thinking about it, it feels uneventful, but I did drive to San Luis Obispo, which is where my parents live, for Thanksgiving. And that was interesting. It's always weird going back there and like being with the whole family again and getting thrown back into the family dynamic that I grew up with. And it can be kind of overwhelming sometimes. So I love those people to death, but they're crazy, which, you know, makes sense. Fun for a little bit. Definitely grateful to come home. And then I also brought my sister back home with me because she no longer wanted to stay with them. She had been staying with them for a few weeks, and I think she was a little overwhelmed, so I offered for her to come stay with me until she flies back to Spain.
Did she come directly from Spain to be with your parents?
Yes, so she was in Spain studying abroad, and then she went back home for a little bit, and then now she's like going back to visit her friends who are still out there. And so in the interim, she like stayed with them, and now she wanted to come stay with me. But funny story, crazy story, actually. When my sister and I were on our way back to my house, we like passed where Evan's car is, and I was like, oh, look, there's Evan's car. And I turn around and his car is not there. And I was like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Because I like told him I would make sure that nothing happened to his car. And
Did he
so
get towed?
Yeah. So he was actually hoping that it got stolen so that he didn't have to deal with it anymore. Because he got a sorry, I'm like so thirsty.
There's your ASMR that you've been dying to do.
I know you just did.
ASMR. Yes. ASMR.
Oh, God.
Whatever. So yeah, because he got a work truck for free. So he has like a car that he can drive around for free. Meanwhile, he's paying this like really expensive car payment. So,
it's just been sitting in the same spot since he's been gone.
Yeah. And like he's not going to need to use it when he's here. I'm sure he will, but like he has a whole other car.
Yeah.
So he was kind of hoping it got stolen, but it didn't. It got towed. And I was like, oh, that's so weird. They must have towed it while I was gone because I check on it all the time. But then when I went to go pick up the car, it was $650, first of all, to get this car, which like really sucks. and I realized that they picked it up on the 26th, which was 2 days before I left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I like really wish I had noticed beforehand because it would have been so much cheaper, but I suck. I'm shitty at remembering things. So I like made sure that it's okay for his car to be parked now and nobody's going to tow it. And I was kind of pissed off. Like, I live in an Irvine Company apartment and I feel like these people would call us because it's like registered to our apartment. They have our phone numbers. And I'm not sure why they didn't call us before they towed his fucking car.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That's
rude.
annoying.
But got it back. It's okay. $650 down the tubes, but
And they didn't tell you guys, like, your car can only be parked in a spot for so long?
Yeah, they didn't. So they didn't specifically tell us that, but like when Evan called to see if it was actually towed, he was like demanded to see where in the lease it said that, and they sent it to us, and it says like you can't store it for more than 3 days in the same spot. But they were like, well, if you had let us know, it would have been fine. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you fucking call us? Like,
yeah, just like tell us.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah. Now I know.
$600 and something lesson, but
yes.
Now you know.
That's exactly what I said. It was like, babe, it's just a $650 lesson that we would have had to learn one way or another.
True.
We love lessons.
Love them. Love them. So that honestly was my week. I mean, my sister's been staying with me the whole time, and I feel kind of bad because I noticed with her staying there, I'm literally always moving. Like constantly. There's not 1 second of the day where I like sit down and just hang out. And so that's kind of been a bummer because we haven't been able to spend much time with each other. But she got to come out with me this weekend and meet my friends, and she said she had a really fun time with everyone, and like everyone was really accepting. So I'm glad she got to have that experience and also be away from my parents. She did a little bit of work for a friend of ours the other day. I think it was Monday. She did some work for someone, and then so yeah, but I'm definitely ready for her to be gone too. I'm like, it was weird because I realized when she was here how much I actually do like being alone.
Oh.
I know, it's crazy. I'm like, I have no space ever. Like not even, because I let her use my car so that she could work. And even just like, I noticed that I love driving alone, like having that second in the car to just like take everything in from my day, and then there's another person there and I like can't breathe. So
you have to like talk to them, and you like don't want to talk to
and
anyone.
she's asking me all these questions and telling me all these things, and I feel like a bitch because I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
but I love her so much, but I definitely need some space because like especially going from being with my whole family to like having her be here, I'm ready to have a night to myself. So that's been my week. And also update for everyone. I have been eating mostly vegetarian. It is very difficult.
It lasted long.
Mostly vegetarian.
Okay, I haven't eaten any meat except that's a lie.
How many times have you gone to McDonald's in the past week?
0. I've had 0 McDonald's. I did get French fries and a McFlurry one time when I was like starving.
Oh my God. But
I realized, well, because
oh my God.
I said in the last episode that I'm going vegan, but I did say I would like let myself have stuff here and there. But I've realized too, like when I'm eating out and not eating at home, it is so hard to find anything with enough calories that doesn't contain dairy, meat, and gluten. So I've been like letting myself have dairy when I go out to eat, because otherwise I will shrivel up and be a nothing. Yeah. So, and I also I made some food with like pasture raised beef for my sister, and I had a little bit of it because I'm like, okay, it's pasture raised. They treat these cows better than the other ones. Oh my
God, you're eating good energy this time.
It grossed me out. Anytime I've eaten, I also had like a tiny sliver of turkey on Thanksgiving, which I said I was going to do.
You know, that turkey wasn't raised well.
No, and it was a young turkey.
How do you know
Shit, a young turkey.
It said it on the package. It said young turkey. And I ate it, but I will tell you I was repulsed by it.
Wait, how did you know how old it was?
That's what I just asked.
It said young turkey on the thing.
Is that like a brand, like Young Turkey?
Young turkey.
Young turkey in the house?
Or is it literally a young turkey?
No, I'm pretty sure it was like a baby turk. Like
born on this day.
Let me tell you guys, just so you little folks know out there.
Was it little? Was it
95?
Was it a mini turkey?
What?
You just turned 95 out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You
little children. But I also realized from watching this, I apologize, I use my hands so much and they make these like ugly shapes like this. Like this.
The little dinosaur.
I think
do the fingers. Do the fingers.
What?
The fingers.
Oh, look at this, guys.
The fingers.
Hannah,
So
you can do it too,
fucking
but it
gross.
hurts you. Yes, show them.
No,
feel
she
like
can't
yours
do
are
it
the
as
feminities.
much. Hers are like normal.
No, look.
Yours are like
Look.
Yours are like
ew.
on crack.
Hannah, you need a lotion.
My hands are always dry. It's been
too.
like a thing since I was little.
Oh, me too.
Eczema.
What were we talking about? Oh yes, young turkeys. You young fucking turkeys. Pretty much all of the meat that you eat is from a young animal, like a baby
I
animal.
don't want to know that, alright?
I know, but I feel like you should.
No.
You should. And so that was my week. Now vegan to vegetarian, trying to eat mostly vegan, especially when I cook at home. And that's it for me.
So next week, are you gonna be like pescatarian and then
No, it grosses. Like anytime I try to eat it, it's so gross. It feels weird. So
That's funny.
yeah,
Alright.
but maybe.
My week was really boring. Did the family stuff on Thanksgiving.
Sorry, I was just my
I was over there trying to see how far her fingers can go back.
I was just in the middle of talking. I'm just examining my fingers if they're double jointed.
Wait, yours do it too.
No, they don't.
Yes,
do
they
it.
do. Yes, they do.
My hand is at an angle. My hand.
But wait, can you do this?
Sorry to everyone watching right now. Hannah, continue with your week. Tell me more. Sorry. Tell me more.
Sorry, Sam's really loud sometimes. She gets very excited and becomes a whole new woman.
I'm gonna calm down.
New woman on the mic.
All right. I'm totally off track. Anyways.
You young turkey.
Yeah, my week was really boring. Did Thanksgiving stuff with family. Nick and I are in a war with our neighbor.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
This is exciting.
I mean, not really. So we have this long street out. Like, I don't know how to describe our type of house that we have. They're not connected, but we're really close to each house. And the street that we're on, since we moved in, someone's been parking directly in front of our house.
I
Oh,
know.
the Prius?
Yes.
Well, there was a Prius, but the last one that's been a problem is this Lexus.
Fucking Lexus. Toyotas. I drive a Prius, but
Fucking Prius
But he
drivers.
parks in front of our house every single day. And there's a ton of room on the opposite side of the street. And like up further past our house, there's spots open.
And where does he live?
But he chooses to park right in front of our house every single day. So I thought that it was the people like directly across the street from us. And so Nick is like having a hissy fit. He comes home. He just got a huge ass truck. And for him to have to like turn around to the other side of the street is like a huge inconvenience.
You're
to
doing an
flip a
8-point turn
bitch.
there.
Yeah. So he comes in fuming and he's like, I'm going to boot that fucking car. And he's saying like, yeah, let's buy a boot. We're going to boot this guy's car. I'm
Wait,
like,
what? Oh, like
the
fucking
metal thing
You
you
can
put
buy
on
the
their
boots
tire.
online and boot people's car.
Yeah. So
so
you
that
like
they can't move.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's going to be stuck there. And I'm like, no.
That seems illegal.
Because he got mad because he wrote a note. Oh, yeah. Okay. So he was pissed because he had to turn. But what really set him off was the night before, he wrote a note and stuck it on the guy's windshield. And when he got home from work, the note was gone, but the car was still there.
Oh my god.
So he's just being a blatant asshole.
Yeah.
Wait, does this person live close?
I'm getting there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So he comes in fuming. I'm going to boot this guy's car, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, like, stop being a baby. Let's go over, because we both thought it was the person across the street. I was like, let's go over to go to their door and be like, hey, are you, is this your car?
Is this your fucking car?
Yeah,
bitch.
like, so I march my ass over there, and Nick is like, no, don't do it. It's okay, don't do it. It's fine. He's like, will you do the talking? Please, will you do the talking? I'm like, dude, you're 6 foot, like a big tatted guy, and like, no one's gonna be scared of me.
Hides behind this 5 foot woman. Baby, the talking.
I can't do it, Mom. Do it for me.
So I was like, no, this is your problem. You do it. And then I ring the doorbell and I do the talking. And I was like, it's this woman who lives across the street. And I'm like, is this Lexus across the street your car? And she's like, no. I was like, do you know whose it is? And I was almost certain that it was them. Because it like pissed me off because that across the street, everything's open. No one parks on that side. And she's like, but your next door neighbor's like right next to you. The one's right here. There's like 5 guys that live there. So it might be them, but I'm not totally sure. So I was like, okay. So Nick was like, just leave it. It's fine. Just drop it. And he was thinking, we were debating on which neighbor's house it was. And I was like, it's got to be this one. So we ring the doorbell and we're like standing out there and no one's answering the door, but you can see their shadows walking across the front door. So like people are home. Everyone has the ring doorbells here so they can see us on camera standing out there.
Yeah.
And they eventually finally open the door as we're starting to leave. And it's like there's a bunch of dudes inside. And Nick jumped in once he saw it was a bunch of guys. And there was this one guy who, like, we couldn't see, but he was talking. And Nick was like, is this your car that you keep parking out here? And then the guy, like, he was in the house, but we couldn't see him, was like, yeah, that's my car. And then once he came out and he saw Nick, like, at first he had an attitude about it. And then once he saw Nick, he, like, changed his attitude completely.
Yes, sir, I'll move it.
He was like, yeah, we're just eating dinner, but I'll move it right away. Like, right when I'm done eating dinner, I'll move the car. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. And he's like, I got your note. I'm sorry I didn't move it. Like, and so then me and Nick left.
Was he small?
No, he was like average.
Okay.
He wasn't small, wasn't big. And then we were going to dinner, and so we left to go to dinner. We come back. His car's still fucking there. They didn't move the car.
Gosh, what a
So Nick leaves
another dildo.
Yeah, so Nick leaves another note on the car, and then it was sitting there all day still today. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying this now on here so you don't do this.
Yeah. Hopefully this fellow listens. We can
I'm talking to Nick right now. I'm almost positive that they actually did buy a boot and it's on its way. And I'm like, what's your plan here? Like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Yeah, that's...
like, you can't just do that to someone's car. And then also, he's like, well, how's he going to prove it's me? Well, everyone in the neighborhood has cameras in front of their house, and the lady directly across from us can see, like, you would be caught doing this. And he was just so gung-ho set on doing this. But
unless he absolutely doesn't give a fuck, do it. But, like, he's already left 2 notes, and you've confronted the neighbors.
Well,
they're going to know.
Yeah, the other shitty part is that they do live on the same side of the street as us. And it's not technically, like, we can't tell anyone where they can park. Like, legally, there's nothing we can do about it.
No, it's just annoying, though. It's, like, not in front of his house. Like, he could park across the street, which is, like, the same as, it's
like, if you don't have space in front of your house, then, like, I guess I'm telling them to park in front of someone else's house, then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still,
it's
that
just
street
really
across
annoying.
is never occupied. There's never any cars on there.
No, and Nick's truck is huge.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, that's all the drama
He's very opposed to parking it on the other side of the street, then.
Well, actually, I did notice when we left to get the headphones right now that his car is up further.
Oh.
But now there's other cars parked there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
still annoying.
Yeah. Babe, you can't put the boot on the car.
Yeah, don't. And now it's on the podcast, so there's, like, hard evidence.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Sorry about it. Yeah, that was my boring week.
Still fun. Still interesting. My week also was boring, except for one thing.
Oh.
So, speaking of wanting to boot cars and pranking, essentially, we're in a friend group where, you know, they do prank each other a lot.
Quite often.
Not us, but our significant others and friends will prank each other a lot.
Each other.
We're like family at this point, so it's like siblings fucking with other siblings.
Actually, not as much anymore, but
They've grown up a little, but they still got it in them.
Yeah, the challenges have died down quite a bit.
We should talk about that now.
We should
talk about challenges.
We'll bring that back up in a sec.
yes.
We can bring good old Testy on.
That would be great.
Dude,
Justin, you're next.
He would be a great guest for a multitude of reasons.
Oh,
His mic would have to be turned down all the way.
All the way. All the way.
Okay, anyway,
all the
sorry.
way. So for Thanksgiving, Ryan, me, and Riley went to Glamis, and we came home, and you know, I'm sure most people listening or anything will know what Glamis is. It's the desert. It's a very dirty place, and anyone who likes to camp, the first thing they want to do when they come home is take a shower. And so we come home from Glamis Sunday afternoon-ish, and keep in mind, while we were there, my parents had to go empty like the tanks out because the showers flooded, so we couldn't shower while we were there. So when we got home, we were like super stoked to shower, and so we pull into the garage, get out of the car, and I noticed one of our trash cans was missing.
The outdoor trash cans.
The outdoor trash cans, okay? The ones you pull to the fucking curb. And so I had a feeling a prank was going on because Ryan's friends talked about it before we moved into this new place. And the place that we live in now is a 3-story house, and they talked about bringing it upstairs. And so Ryan's like, oh, that's really weird that it's not here, like maybe the trash people took it. And I was like, nah, I don't know, I think your friends did it. So I immediately go upstairs and I look.
So you immediately had that thought.
Oh yeah, I knew because they talked about it before. So I'm like, where else would it have gone? Like, who would break into our garage and just steal the trash can?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, who wants to fucking steal a trash can?
Yeah.
So I go upstairs. My bedroom is on the 3rd floor, and I look in my shower, and there is our outdoor trash can in my shower. And it is filled to the top with dirty trash water. Dirty fucking trash water. I personally, at first, I was like, okay, this is pretty funny. Like, that's good.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Ryan trails in behind me, and he's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? And
but he's never pulled a prank on anyone.
Oh, he's a saint. He's never pulled a prank on anyone.
Sarcasm, guys.
Yeah. And so, you know, he individually texts all of his friends, fuck you all. He's like so angry about it. I'm like, dude, it's really not that big of a deal. And like
full tilt.
And like he's like, well, none of my friends have the door code, so it had to have been Hannah and Ellie giving the door code away, and like they could have done it, or like, you know, told Nick or something that, you know, the door code. And so I was like, fine, I'll text them, but I highly doubt they would do that. And if someone were to give the door code, I assumed it would be Ellie. Trying to be funny. You were the only person that came to my mind. Just being funny. And
I didn't even remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is either.
So I was like, they're the only ones that have it. And you guys said, no, we did not do that. How weird. And so I was like, see, my friends weren't a part of it. And so he was just so angry. He's dumping the water into our shower, and like, I don't even know why he was angry. Like, what did he have to do? Take the trash can back to the garage? I'm on my hands and knees scrubbing the dirt out of his shower. I should have been the one that was like fuming.
Did they did they tip it over? Like, how did it get filled with?
The shower head's right there, and they just turned the shower on and let it run.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and just...
Okay, I feel like that's taking it a little bit too far there. Like, I feel like the trash can in there by itself is enough.
Oh, no, it was filled with water. No.
That's so awful.
Couldn't expect
just to
anything
come
less.
back from your trip and have to deal with that. Like,
Yeah, I think Ryan was just so angry because he was just so tired from driving, and he was dirty, and
especially not being able to take a shower the entire time.
And he fucking hates being in Glamis. Like, like,
Oh, really?
Ryan is a hotel guy. He's not a camping guy. He, like, likes to be showered and clean, and he was just not stoked about life. But I cleaned
Understandably so. Like, understandably so.
Yeah, but honestly, like, it's funny. Like, they do pranks all the time, and, like, I've always found them to be funny, you know what I mean?
How did they figure out the door code?
They said that another one of their friends guessed it. But because it was a part of Ryan's phone number, that's how they got it so fast.
That's right. Yeah.
So, okay, I guess that, you know, that's easy to guess.
Like, I don't know, that I would think, like, everyone's birthdays, like you, Riley, Ryan. I feel like it's normally birthdays.
They must have, like,
phone
really
number.
tried hard.
Yeah.
Like, it must have been, like, they probably tried so many different codes.
You know what? They're pro prankers, so I give it to them. Like,
Yeah.
good job.
Are you going to get back at them? Like, did this start a prank wars?
Not on my end. I don't think Ryan's going to retaliate. But the thing is, I don't know anyone's door code, so.
Well, I feel like the person who figured out the code should have to do a challenge. But we all know that this person is
and that person,
against doing challenges.
Yeah, and that person lives in an apartment too, so there's like no way I can get into their apartment. But you know what? He should do a fucking challenge.
Yeah. So
all of them should.
Challenges. We should explain what challenges are. They are.
If you tell them they all need to do a challenge to redeem themselves because you had to clean the shower, I feel like they would do it.
Yes.
They might. You have more of a chance.
You should.
to do it.
I do. The only thing I could see coming up is like Nick texted Ryan like, I'll do anything to make it.
Nick?
Yes, your Nick texted Ryan saying, I'll do anything to make it right. Like, I'll come and clean the shower for you guys right now. And Ryan's like, it's fine, bro. Like,
It's
like,
fine.
I already cleaned it. And it's like, no, I cleaned it.
Sorry,
no
excuse
part in
you.
it.
That is not the truth.
It's Sam's decision.
Yeah. All right. This weekend I'll sit them all down.
We should explain the challenges, though. Our lovely
short.
group of friends. And the majority of our friends are guys in their 20s. So that says a lot.
In short, a challenge is a degrading, painful act that is done
That's a really
for
good description.
some
Just
amount of
entertainment
money.
sometimes.
Yeah. But to get them to do
Like
it,
some
there's always a
examples.
price. There's always a price.
Always.
And usually the prices are worth it, in
Ranges
my opinion.
from $100 to $500.
I feel
More?
like they're
Or to like
more.
redeem themselves from a
Yes.
debt that they owe someone else.
Yeah,
Yes.
or to like, or
That
to
one's been
to like, so that you don't have to pay back a debt that you owe.
Because I believe
That's what I
Ryan
meant,
paid Costas $1,000 to do the hot wing challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings. You
Okay,
guys weren't
so-
there, but I was the only
so they go
female
to
there.
1,000.
Yeah.
You know,
I think.
Some of the challenges have been, there's, what's it called? The
Scoville hot sauce.
It's
Yeah.
the hottest
It's-
condensed hot sauce in the
It's not
Yeah.
even a fucking
don't know.
liquid. It is a solid that you have to heat up in a pot. And you can literally take the smallest amount. And it is so hot.
yeah, one of our
It's-
female friends did a tiny, tiny dot, and she was like vomiting for a very long time.
Yeah. And yeah, it's supposed to be used like a teeny tiny dot in like a huge pot of chili.
Okay,
And our friends are
That's how
taking
it's been explained.
spoonfuls.
Yeah.
But-
So a challenge was someone would have to take an entire spoonful of it, and like it fucks up their stomachs.
Yeah,
like,
you're screwed.
They're like, on one time, one of our friends, it happened at my house, and he was like in the shower, in the fetal position,
Handing him cups
and
of
we
tea.
were running green tea. We were running green tea into the bathroom and pieces of bread, while he's just like curled up like in pain.
I don't
on the
think I
floor
was
in the
there
shower.
for that one,
And
but I
you,
definitely heard
you
about it.
sweat profusely. You're throwing up everything.
Oh yeah, and the next day your butthole is in some serious pain.
Yeah.
And this all goes down just for entertainment purposes.
For entertainment purposes, yeah.
Just on
They're
a
like-
casual Friday night.
What I call them is because there's one person in particular who very much enjoys watching people participate in challenges, and I call them his jests. Like, you know how like kings would have
I've
jests?
never
Like,
heard you call them that.
I call them to him specifically. You know how like kings would have people come and like do funny
The
things
jester,
to make them
Mm-hmm.
laugh? I feel like that's what that's what his friends are to him. They're like,
Yeah.
Or like
fuck yourself up to make me laugh, bitch. Here's some money.
I don't know if it's bitch.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just
not
entertaining.
bitch.
That was just really aggressive.
Suffer, my friend.
Yeah, it's not bitch. I mean, to me, bitch is a term of endearment, but I understand.
Or like one time, someone borrowed money from someone at the casino and he lost it and like couldn't pay it back. So he did a challenge to get himself out of the debt that he owed to this person. So this has happened multiple times to this kid.
Wait,
He's had to shave both of his eyebrows off, shave all of his hair off.
Bick his head with a razor.
Yeah, multiple times. And this kid would come home and his parents would be livid because he kept coming home with no eyebrows.
And they're like, who the fuck are you hanging out with? Like, are these true friends of yours? Who the fuck are these people?
Who are these people making you do such degrading things to yourself? But so one time this was happening in Sam's garage, and we were all out there watching, and everyone was like taking videos and saying things, and I was like taking a video, and what did he say to me? He was like, get the fuck out. He was like, Ellie has to leave or I'm not doing this anymore, and like was being a huge dick, and I really wasn't doing anything different than anyone else, but it was very aggressive.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I understand.
Personal beef.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was personal. Like, but I will say, he called me to apologize. He felt very bad about it, so...
That's nice.
That was nice. That was nice. And my personal favorite challenge is when someone, I think he lost a lot of money. So the guys, they play a lot of house poker games, which can get pretty heated and intense.
Always get pretty heated.
And yeah,
intense.
always
get heated.
And my boyfriend is always in the middle of it somehow. And I have to go home those nights, and he's like, this fucking guy, and I just have to hear everyone hating on him, and he hates on everyone.
Yeah.
He's just a shit starter in poker.
Well, he like really did some outrageous things on the poker table. But
actually, you two got into it one time.
We did. But like, honestly, you have, like, I've learned my lesson. You have to know when you are playing with Ryan, some shit is... You're not gonna be having a fun time. Like, he's gonna pull some shit on you. So in this particular instance, one of our friends had lost a large amount of money playing one of these poker games, and the guys were like, we want him to eat like habaneros, and they had this whole plan of what he was gonna do.
We were on the hunt that night.
Yes, the marathon. I call this the challenge marathon. And so
You keep coming up with all these names.
Hannah and Sam. That's literally what I tell everyone.
Challenge marathon.
It was a marathon. It was literally like biking, running, and swimming.
What is that called?
It was jalapeno cereal.
What is that marathon called?
Hershey's. What?
What is that marathon called?
What marathon?
The biking, swimming, and the...
I think that's just
Ironman.
Ironman.
Oh. Okay.
Ironman of challenges.
Yes, it is. It is the Ironman of challenges. So me and Hannah and Sam were tasked with the...
We signed up to do
task.
this.
Yes, we did. Because
we had nothing better else to do. What do we do? We sit and chat on a Friday night where they're all like being degenerates.
Or according to Ryan, we hang out in the garage with our shirts off. So
titties
I mean,
out.
he's not wrong.
He's not.
To girls out there watching, comment below and let us know.
Yeah.
Do you ever just like get naked in the garage?
Do you ever,
we were talking about boob jobs.
We needed to see each other's boob sizes.
Yeah.
We needed to know.
And the guys were like, especially Ryan, he was like,
really weirded out by it.
Why are they weirded out by that? Because they all have seen each other's dicks multiple times.
Yeah.
Like they all whip out their dicks to each other.
They're like ranking dicks.
I wonder how that comes up. Like, hey man, let me see your dick.
How many inches are you working with?
Yeah, how many you got? Let's compare sizes.
Yeah, so we were talking about boob jobs and just like
titties
we had to
came
show
out.
what we were working with.
Yeah.
So
okay, anyway, sorry.
So anyway, we went on a search.
And this was late at night.
Late at night, throughout the city we live in, trying to find habanero peppers. We could not find them anywhere. The best thing we could come up with was diced jalapenos.
In a hotel lobby.
In a random hotel lobby.
We also got cotton candy and ice cream. Mm-hmm. No shame. So we got these diced up jalapenos. We got 2 different kinds of hot sauces. And did we get the Hershey syrup and the lemons?
Yes, we did.
We got Hershey syrup and lemons in preparation for the challenge. This poor man had to eat the jalapenos in the hot sauce, like a jalapeno
It was
cereal.
literally a bowl.
And he had to drink it all, eat it all.
Well, at first, he was just had to eat the jalapenos out of it. So he would do that, and the only way to take a break from that was to have lemons squirted into his eyes. So my boyfriend and Sam's boyfriend participated in holding this man's eyes open while lemons, or maybe it was Evan was holding his eyes open while Ryan was squirting the lemons into his eyes. And then the only way he could take a break from all of that was by chugging Hershey's syrup. And then, like, they kept upping the bet. They were like, well, if you finish the jalapeno cereal, we'll give you this much more. And so this guy is just going back and forth between different things. And then he started throwing up. And then, of course, I threw up in the bathroom.
Ellie just starts dry heaving. And I'm like, Ellie, go away. I can't deal with that.
I feel like that's how you started dry heaving next to me. Like, I can't even count how many times it's happened.
Yeah. Especially other people's throw up really makes me like, is that okay? Another question. Do other people experience that?
I mean, yeah, it's gross. And, like, I'm not a fan, but I feel like there's been other things, like, if there's, like, a smell or, like...
Yeah, I'm very sensitive, as we've discussed in previous episodes.
Oh, my gosh. Everything. And there was a challenge within that challenge.
What was it?
Do you remember when we were sitting inside because the dry heaving was too much?
Wait, no, that was a different
scarred
night.
for the rest of my life. Oh, yeah, that was a different night.
Oh, that was, yeah, it was someone else that was there. You weren't there, but there was a challenge within a different challenge.
Which, like, I'm not mad that I missed this at all.
Yeah, no, you're lucky.
Yeah.
We had no part in this, but we were, like, the butt end of...
We were the fucking victims.
You were. It is safe to say that you were the victims.
So they were in my backyard, and there's... 2 big sliders that come together, and we were sitting in the kitchen area next to the sliders, like facing them, and we weren't paying attention, and all of a sudden one of our friends turns around, he like pulls his pants down, turns around and smashes his dick against the glass. And Sam were like, what the fuck?
Sam did a double
and
take,
there's a video of us, and Hannah's turned away because she's like, what the fuck? And me, I didn't know it was getting on video, but I had to do a fucking double take. Okay,
I mean, it was an interesting penis.
I've heard stories about this penis, and I just had to see it for myself, and I did a fucking double take, and I saw.
Part of me kind of wish I know.
But guess who initiated the challenge? My boyfriend and her fiance plotted against us.
And then we had to sit them down and have a serious talk with them about consent.
I do not want to
explain to them why they were wrong in this situation.
We did not consent to seeing that penis.
This is essentially... I don't want to say that.
No, they just learned a lesson about consent that night.
Yes.
Yep. Well.
Oh, yeah. Challenges.
That was
fun times.
That was
right, honestly, I miss them.
Do any of your guys' friends do shit like this, or is it just us?
Please let us know what type of challenges, so maybe it'll give us more ideas of what to do in the future.
Give us ideas for challenges.
Please,
we miss them.
Let us know.
We miss them.
Because I would love to read them out loud and share it to the world, like other people's challenges, because they're hilarious. They're really funny.
Share your ideas for challenges.
Yes. They're really funny. So what do you guys want to talk about? Different topics we came up with was...
Oh, virginity stories.
Yeah, we can do that.
How did you guys lose your virginities?
Hannah, you should start this one off.
Okay, so my virginity story is kind of boring. It was just like your standard. It was a good experience. It was with my boyfriend. I was 15 when it happened. We had been together for like a year.
Damn, you waited a while.
I'm just gonna be honest here. We just...
Yeah.
God, I'm so mad. We just recorded this whole part that we're about to have to redo, and it wasn't actually recording, so we're having to redo this.
Yes,
so
this is very upsetting.
if I sound off,
it recording?
that's why. Yeah, it's recording now. Fuck, I'm so mad. Okay, so sorry guys, we have to redo this.
Okay.
So my story, we were together for like a year, and we didn't have sex, and then we did have sex.
And then we had sex.
And then it finally happened 1 year later.
Yeah, so... Sorry, I'm like really off now.
It's okay. His parents weren't home, right?
Yes, his parents weren't home. They left us alone for some reason, and we just decided to take the opportunity with no one being in the house to have sex for the first time. And it was, like you said, like a 30-second missionary situation.
30-second missionary.
And then it was over.
Such a freak.
I know.
Freak right off the bat.
Craziest 30 seconds of my life. No, but it was good. It was standard. I don't know, like, I feel like people hype up losing your virginity so much that, like, after it was weird. It was like, okay, that it's not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. So I don't know. I was like, wow, that just happened. It was a big moment because it was so hyped up. So I'm glad, like, there's so much pressure to make it this perfect situation where, like, you're with someone that you love and that you want to be with forever. And the situation has to be just, like, perfect. But
it's very rare that actually happens.
yeah,
But I remember hearing that
very
as a kid.
rare.
Yeah. So it was a good experience all in all. Yeah, we were together for like 3 years in high school.
It's crazy.
You know, yeah.
And would you say, like, because you know how they say sometimes, like, when you lose your virginity, like, a piece of you will stick with them forever. Would you say, and I'm not talking, like, having feelings for him right now, but, like, you know what I mean?
Like some sort of memory that's...
Yeah, it's just kind of like a big milestone part of my life. Like,
Just lost my virginity.
yeah.
Hey,
Like, it's just
new
like
woman.
one of those things that you'll always remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm lucky for the situation that I have, because I've definitely heard other girls' stories and they've not been as good as that. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was a good experience, and I definitely will always remember that experience fondly. But it's just like, I don't know, after that you just realize that it's not that big of a deal.
So I'm going to ask you something I asked you before, which is, after you had sex for the first time, did it, like, open up the floodgates and, like, you went crazy?
I didn't go, like, crazy, but I did end up cheating on him, so that's not
Right when she
great.
loses her virginity, every day since then, she's like, I'm going to fuck everyone.
I'm going to fuck the whole goddamn world.
The football team.
Might have been
It
what I
was-
did, I don't know.
It was the football team.
Like, my ex, he played football, and then I fucked one of the
Wait,
other
did you
guys
cheat
the
on him
football
with one of
team.
his teammates?
Yeah.
They're in the locker room and they're
Handskis.
like, hey, I was Hannah last week.
Everybody was just like, hey, you fucked
And
Hannah?
so
Yeah,
my
me too.
nickname Dirty Purdy appeared.
Oh my God.
Dirty Purdy.
Dirty Purdy.
Dirty Purdy.
Yeah, it was
Dirty
not
birdie.
good. Yeah, so that wasn't great. But yeah, we were together for like 3 years. He was a good guy, but I was definitely the asshole in that situation. I was in like the bad parts of my life, like being like doing a bunch of different drugs and drinking all the time, and being 16 at this like nasty house in Garden Grove with all these like older men.
Trap house.
Yeah, it wasn't a great situation, and definitely made some poor decisions. I feel really shitty about that, because he was a good guy, but yeah, I was just a fucking little psycho running around.
So what I want to know is, when did you lose your blowjob / finger bang virginity? Because these are real things.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So Nick always gives me shit about this. So I want to know your guys' your ages too, when you started doing all of this. But the first time I ever made out with anyone was I was actually no, it was in 4th grade. I was making out with.
Oh, so
I had,
you are
like,
10. You are 10.
I think I turned the next age like early in the year.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure I was 9. Yeah, and then In 5th grade, I was 10 because that's when all my back stuff started happening. So I was making out with people.
Holy
like
shit.
hiding in different areas, making out with them at school.
Like, what do you learn about in 4th grade?
Yeah, I don't know how
Where
to
are you
make
at in
out.
4th grade?
I feel like you don't learn about anatomy until 5th grade.
I don't even remember learning about anatomy until anatomy until high school.
Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah, I was making out with people in 4th grade. So I was like 9. And then the first blowjob I ever gave was in 6th grade. And then like the finger banging and everything else went along with that. So from 6th grade on, and then I didn't have sex until I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start all of this? Because I want to know if I'm like this crazy like
Nympho.
little slut running around,
Little
a
4th grade
9-year-old
nympho.
Crazy baby nymph.
Baby nymph.
young nymph.
Well, I feel like when you're
Little
little,
nymph.
little
Turkey, little nymph. Oh my god. Well,
So were you a little nymph
It was
too?
a young turkey. Young nymph.
I was definitely not in 4th grade.
God damn it.
You definitely take the cake on that one.
No,
Nancy.
like we used to have this thing called city dances. Did you guys have that?
City dances.
City dances.
We had dances. I don't know.
To sum it up, like we had school dances, but a city dance was like every middle school in the district had one
that sounds
dance.
fun. I'm jealous.
No, it was crazy.
Sounds
like
really
like a 6th grader at the city dance, like
grinding
you're
all
wearing
over
like your
each other.
Abercrombie booty shorts, like grinding. I remember being so
grinding.
excited. Sorry, this will be really quick. I remember being so excited. Tie Me Down by the New Boys, right? Was playing, and I was like dancing with this guy that I thought was really cute, like grinding, like with my Abercrombie.
snapping.
And I'm pretty sure my Abercrombie top at the time said Heartbreaker on it, and I'm like grinding.
My Abercrombie shirt said dramatic.
I never had any Abercrombie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
wanted it so bad. Actually, I had one sweater that my rich friend's mom bought me.
Yeah, don't worry. My parents weren't like buying me Abercrombie all the time. Like that was for Christmas.
No,
I'm not
honestly.
offended. It's okay.
Most of the Abercrombie
You
and
go with
Hollister.
your Abercrombie. You go, girl.
I was rich.
I was rich. No, most of the Abercrombie and Hollister stuff I owned was stolen.
Ooh.
I was a little.
Abercrombie was huge.
I was
It was.
very good
The
at
bootcut Hollister
stealing.
jeans, the shit. Anyways, I was in 7th grade, like when everything started for me. Like my first makeout was with this guy from a different school at a city
Ooh,
dance.
Scandalous.
I know, I
City
was getting like
dance.
finger banged by my like little middle school boyfriends, and yeah, the first blowjob I ever gave was I was having a sleepover with my friends, and this guy was in high school. I know, I was like, and I gave him a blowjob. Like we were like laying down in my friend's closet, and they're like all like 7th graders like having a sleepover in the room, and it's like watery and
Watery.
just like just dick sucking noises in the closet. And I remember like
Watery.
but I remember like I had sorry. Here we go again.
Sorry, she just blew out your speakers again.
Sorry
We're
about that.
learning.
I'm learning.
Sam gets a little excited sometimes.
I had a slut friend that went to a different, she was, but like, good for her, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all about that. Like, if you're comfortable with your body and, like, doing all that, like, I looked up to that because I was more on the prude side. Like, I wasn't as comfortable doing that because I didn't know how to do it,
So you're in the closet sucking some watery
No,
dick.
but this was beforehand. They would prep me, with the bananas and stuff like
You
that.
did that?
Yes, I
They
did
taught
that.
you?
Oh my, yeah. My slut friends were like, dude, don't use the teeth, just the lips. Give it a lick.
Use a little tongue.
Yeah, you're lucky. Well, I guess I was like the first little slut to do anything.
So you were teaching all your friends.
Yeah, I was like the one who started it.
Yeah, I remember asking
I had no
one of my
tips.
slut friends.
Oh no,
I
yeah.
had no tips. I was like, I just winged it.
Yeah, my friends.
I don't know.
I was grateful for them. They gave me the tips. But I also lost my virginity at 15. I was like a freshman in high school, and I was with my boyfriend for like 7 or 8 months before we ended up doing the thing.
Doing the damn thing.
Doing the damn thing. And his mom was home, but like it was weird. His room was like, I remember it being such a big thing because his room was like in a loft area. Like it's weird. He like didn't have like a bedroom door or anything. I don't know, it was weird. But they had a guest room, and I remember being so big because it was like we like were going in the guest room to like he lost his virginity to me too. Aww. We lost it to each other.
Cute. Yeah, that was the same with me too.
So precious. Anyways. And so same thing, it was, you know, a 30-second missionary thing, and it was a huge thing for me. I started crying after.
Was it like a sad cry or like a happy cry or
no, it
was emotional release.
Yeah,
it's just like an intense like feeling situation.
Yeah, it was just like super intense. I was just like overwhelmed with like
emotions.
Yeah, like emotion, whatever.
Endorphins, like the dopamine going off in your brain.
Exactly.
Like all of it.
Like all of it. It was just really, you know,
intense.
It was just over the top. And so, and I was bleeding, which is, you know, common, I hope. And so his mom like
bleed either.
And so he went and told his mom like me and Sam just had sex, and
he did tell her.
Yes,
like,
he
openly told her.
Yeah, he openly told her like we just had sex, and like, do you have a pad she can use? And so his mom comes in and brings me a pad, and she's like, it's gonna be okay, everything's okay. So that's how I lost.
That's
so
good that
cute.
she was cool about everything, because not a lot of parents would be
that's
nice
really
in that
nice.
situation.
His parents are like unhealthy, like they're not like.
Have you seen Big Mouth?
Were they the type of parents that would like let you guys like drink and smoke at their house and stuff?
Oh yeah, I was on Xanax half the time.
Okay.
Like,
so they were like super chill.
Oh yeah,
didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck. They were old. They were like in their 70s.
Oh seriously?
Oh my God.
When we were young. He's 2 years older than me, but yeah. They had kids very late in life.
Wow, he's gonna die. That's gonna suck.
So do you have like a piece of you that still like has him that you carry with yourself?
I totally do. And but what's weird is like our relationship up until like, this is just a backstory, like it was good up until, well, not good, because we were getting like, he was the one who introduced me to everything. Like I was bad, and then I would cheat on him from there. Like once addiction took over, I guess, like I was really bad. But you know, before all that happened, like we were good. But the way we broke up wasn't like a normal breakup. I was like running from the police. They were looking for me because my parents put out like a missing persons report, and my parents were looking for me, and my parents couldn't find me. And he was at the point where he was like, dude, fuck this girl, like she has all these fucking problems. Like I was just like, I was a handful. And so he wouldn't let me stay at his house when I was on the run. So I was just staying at like, I don't even remember, like random people's houses that I've never talked to, but I like knew of them. But finally the day, the last time I saw him, then like the time we broke up was he finally let me come over to shower, and my aunt barges in and she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, we're going to Utah. And so I went to Utah for treatment for 6 months, and which is literally,
you have like no communication with anyone. Your parents sign all your rights away.
My parents signed my rights away. The only way I can communicate with my parents is through letters, so I would have to mail letters back and forth.
That's so crazy to me.
It was literally one of the most insane things I've ever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Jeez.
And isn't it like once you get taken away, it's these two big dudes come to your house and they just take you away to Utah?
So that's an option that you have, but I was on Xanax. So I mean, I was actually really physical when I was on Xanax. Like when I was super blacked out, I would like fight a lot, like especially my mom and I would get physical. But because I was on the not on the run, like, but I was gone from my house for like 2 weeks at this time, so I was fucking burnt out. So my parents said they didn't need that, and I don't even remember the trip up there, but I was asleep the whole time.
Damn.
Yeah, so they didn't have to do that, but
that's good.
Luckily. But the Samoans worked there, and I have gone to the emergency room in Utah for getting my ass beat so bad.
That's insane to me.
Legitimately seems not legal, but I guess that
I don't know.
They got their own rules out there in Utah.
Yeah, it's literally insane. But the point of that story is because when I came back from Utah, since we didn't have like a clean breakup and like he was all I knew beforehand and I didn't have anyone coming home to, I tried like rekindling that flame. And I remember
rekindle the flame.
How old were you at this point?
I was 16. This was 2014. Snap it. And and so, but obviously it didn't go anywhere, and I wasn't able to talk to him. So, and then I got into a different relationship, but all within that time, like, I had to get a restraining order against him. I had to change my number multiple times. And even when I got pregnant, he ended up messaging my now baby daddy, Ryan, saying, is there any way you can keep me updated with Sam's pregnancy and just, like, let me know how she's doing.
Creepy.
And
That's
Ryan's like, I have no beef with you. I don't even know you, but, like, absolutely not.
Yeah, like, back the fuck off.
Yeah, and then he would be like, what do you mean? Like, we were a huge part of each other's lives. Like, why are you being disrespectful? Like, it was literally insane.
Oh, God, that's
And
so bizarre.
Yeah.
Scary.
So he's just, like...
He's a little off.
He's just weird. He does a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, at least your actual losing your virginity to him was a good experience.
That was nice.
So at least that part of it is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least you had that.
That was a good
got
part.
to move on to bigger and better things.
Literally. Bigger and better things.
What about you?
So, I was like a hypersexual child. My first kiss was in preschool. My first makeout was somewhere in elementary school. And my first finger bang, I think, was in like 6th or 7th grade. And I remember this one guy, I was like in this after school Hebrew school situation where we would like go do sleepovers at weird places, and he would always like finger me under a blanket in the bus. It was very strange, and I'm pretty sure everyone
So
knew what
you
we
were
doing.
super young too.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
He?
You were super young too when you started everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember my first dick sucking story. I was like at my friend's house, and I had told everyone that I had already sucked a penis because I wanted to be cool.
Sucked a penis.
Sucked a penis because I wanted to seem cool. And they were like, one of our friends was like, well, I want to know what it's like. And
Just like making up some elaborate story.
yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it to you. And so we like go in a back room, and my friends, quote unquote friends, had like set up a camera in the room to like record it.
Stop.
Yeah. And so
What the fuck?
I know, it was fucked up. I didn't know this, but so then I did it, and it was like super short and quick. I just like put my lips around this penis and like went in and out. And then they posted this on YouTube.
What?
Is it still on YouTube?
I can't find it anywhere, which thank God, but you can't see anything. You can just hear it.
That's literally child porn, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
They
pretty
literally
fucked up.
posted that online.
Yeah.
That's
people were mean to
insane.
me. So
It's okay. At
So,
least
yeah,
your
that's
nudes
out there.
didn't get sent to your dad,
Yeah, that's bad.
because that happened to me.
yeah, that's really
That sucks.
bad. My dad has seen some other shit that I really wish
That's
he didn't
actually
see.
true, yeah.
But
God, my dad hasn't
we
seen
can get
any
into
of
that
shit.
another day. Parents finding out about
Oh,
fun things.
yeah. My parents haven't, but Nick's parents have
Oh, yeah.
seen a
whole
lot.
nother
Yeah, that's a
topic.
whole other topic.
Oh god.
So anyway, did that, and then I lost my virginity when I was 14 to my boyfriend. We were only together for a couple months, and this guy was so manipulative. He was like, he had already had sex a bunch of times, and he was like, I want to date you, and I was like not into it, and then all of a sudden he like backed off. And he like knew how to play the game right away at such a young age, and then I was like all into it and was like, well, I need you to be my boyfriend like now, and so then we were together, and then
Did you feel that pressure of like, this has to be the perfect situation with the perfect person?
so I actually was like, I just want to get it over with, because I always thought I was going to be the last one to lose my virginity because everyone else was in relationships and I wasn't. But I was kind of scared of it at the same time. And I remember like he came over one night, he snuck into my parents' house because they weren't home. And I remember he was drunk. Like thinking about it now, I remember he was like drunk at the time. I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm like really scared. And he was like, well, if you love me, you'll do it.
Oh,
my god.
yeah.
Manipulation.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's actually
What
a really
did
bad
what did
experience.
you feel in that situation, like being young? Like, did it feel like, did you know he was trying to be manipulative like that?
No, I was like, oh my God, I have to show him I love him by having sex with him.
Did that
That, like,
alter your
breaks my
perception
heart
of love
for
and
you.
trust?
What it did for me was make me think that my only worth in relationships is sex. 100%. It, like, skewed my idea. It was like,
Well,
if
yeah,
I want acceptance from men, it means I have to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're 14, right?
Yeah.
That's like your like prime development times.
And it makes, it totally, like...
God, that makes me so sad for you.
Yeah, it was sad.
That's really, I'm sorry.
I didn't realize it at the time. This guy, like, dude, the things he did to me. So, anyway, we had sex in my parents' bed. And like,
did you bleed?
This guy sucked. He told, after that, we literally had sex everywhere. We had sex in his mom's car while she was in the AC Moore, which was like a craft store. And, like, we would have sex in the school stairwell and, like, all the time. Like, literally in the parking garage, everywhere. But he also was having sex with a lot of other people while we were together. And I didn't find out until after, and all my friends would try to tell me. He was, like, insanely manipulative and just really bad, which it's like, it pains me to, like, say this publicly because, like, I know he had a good heart and he ended up dying of a heroin overdose, which is weird because the first guy whose dick I sucked also died at a young age.
Weird.
Very weird. But so, and, like, I know he was just struggling and, like, didn't know where to put his energy, but I ended up getting hurt in the process, and
yeah, it's still not okay.
Yeah, it was rough for sure. And then, like, moving forward from there, it was like, well, if I want any guy to love me, that means I have to have sex with him. And so I turned kind of into a hoe at that point.
It makes sense if that was your first experience.
Yeah.
That's fucked
I took
up,
a sad
though.
turn. Because, like, it's hard for me to, like, look back on that and be, like, feel sad about it. Because it's just, like, my life, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, hearing you guys be sad about it makes me feel sad about it. I'm like, poor little Ellie. But
I've definitely had some situations like that, too. Like, with the guy I was cheating on my boyfriend with, he wasn't very great to me either. So I've definitely had it, but that just sucks that it was your first experience.
Yeah. But what also is different from your first times is that we did not do it missionary.
Really?
Yes, I remember
it wasn't
seeing...
his first
So you were a little
time.
nymph from the start.
Well, I remember seeing Girl Next Door and her being on top of the guy in the car, and so I thought that was normal, that, like, the girl gets on top, so I was on top, and I remember him being like, well, normally when I take people's virginity,
He said that?
I think so. He's like, well, normally, like, the guy is on top, and I was like, I just want to do it this way. Like, let me just show you that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then it was just on from there, baby.
Damn.
So would you say that, like, that experience or, like, losing your virginity, like, imprinted on you in any way?
Well, I don't know. I think I would always have, like, a soft place in my heart for him. Obviously, it, like, affected, the way that it happened affected me emotionally. But, like, I remember when one of my friends was dating him and then they broke up and I, like, had sex with him and I couldn't understand why she was upset, because I was like, well, I lost my virginity to him. Like, that's my person. Like, you can't be bummed if I'm having sex with him.
Yeah.
So I did always kind of feel like he was in there somewhere. And now, especially since he's died, it's like, I went back for the funeral and everything because I felt like I should be there. So, yeah.
Was it weird being at the funeral?
Honestly, I guess it was a little bit weird, but not really. I remember his mom introducing me to people as his high school sweetheart. And, like, again, as much as he hurt me, I really want to reiterate that I truly feel like he was a good person at heart, just battling his own things. And, like, I'm sure I've hurt people, you know, in that way too. And he didn't know how powerful that experience was going to be for me. Otherwise, I'm sure he wouldn't do it. He was just a kid. So
That's good that you have, like, more of a positive outlook on it.
yeah.
So
On that lovely note,
turning the page.
shall we play a game?
Let's play a game.
So now we're going to play a game called Watch Your Mouth.
Game time.
Of the day. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, so basically we put these things in our mouths, and Sam's going to start. She'll be trying to explain something to us with this thing in her mouth, and we have to guess what it is.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Let's
you
so
have to pick a card.
cute.
Let's do this. Okay.
Sam, you literally look so cute in that.
Stop it. Will you put this?
Don't show us what it
Will
is.
you
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah, I will once you pick it up.
Ready? Okay.
Don't cover your
Go.
mouth.
Land, Rolly, tuna, yummy.
Something tuna yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Land tuna yummy. Land tuna
Land
yummy.
of the tuna yummy.
Land,
Bland.
Bland tuna yummy.
land, Rolly.
Bland bumblebee tuna yummy. Yay! Wow. You did it.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait for this one to run out.
It's
You
okay. I
can pick
think.
your card.
What?
Your card.
Okay. Shall I go next?
Wait, I have to wait for this to run out.
Is it this way? Does it seem right to everyone?
That looks
Oh,
good.
this hurts my guns a lot.
Alright, ready?
To you guys who just listen, you should definitely watch for this
Yes,
part.
you should definitely watch this. It's cute.
Ew.
And comment below who's
Oh,
the
this
cutest
fucking
one
hurts.
with these in.
Hold on. Ow!
You know they could hear this just in the
ASMR, it just...
Oh my god. Ready?
Yeah, fucking hurts.
1, 2, 3.
Ow.
You look ridiculous.
Okay. I feel like this is gonna be easy. Smorgasbord.
What?
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah. Can you give me another one? I
Oh.
feel like I need to do another one here.
Okay, do another one.
Okay.
I guess we don't really need the timer.
Laughing in Beijing with waddleism.
Watching in Beijing.
Laughing.
Washing.
Laughing.
One more time. Say it into the mic.
Laughing.
Barfing
Uh-huh. In
Beijing.
Beijing with
With
waddleism.
capitalism.
Waddleism.
Bottleism.
Yeah.
Bottleism?
I don't know what the fuck that is. You want to look at it?
Barfing in Beijing with bottleism.
Yeah. Anyone knows what waddleism is, let us know.
Bottleism. Alright. Put them in.
Stop it.
This is very funny.
Hey, you told me I can't cover my mouth.
Yeah, you can't cover your mouth.
Ow, it hurts.
You're not allowed to do that. It looks great.
Oh, yeah.
You look great, kid.
Okay. Furious felines are hairballs.
Furious felines.
Felines.
Barf. Hairballs.
Hairballs.
Do another
Yeah.
one.
What the heck?
Rub my belly, please.
Rub my belly, please.
Yeah.
Hey, you're good at
I
this.
feel like you need a bigger one.
What?
Let's put a bigger one in your mouth.
Why?
Stretch that mouth out.
Stretch it out.
Fat sperm whale swims.
Whale.
Fats.
Fat.
Hat.
Fat.
Pat.
Fat.
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 Fat sperm. I'm gonna drool.
Yeah, I drooled a little bit. I had to wipe it.
Ew.
Fat sperm whale swims.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sperm.
Good
Come on.
job.
Your favorite thing, Sam.
Sperm?
Sperm is my favorite thing?
Yes.
Wait, how is sperm my favorite thing?
No.
Oh.
I thought you were like referring to
No,
something.
I wasn't. I was just making a really horrible joke.
Alright, well that was the end of that game.
Yeah, and so I think we're nearing the end. If anyone has any ideas for games that we can play at the end of the episode, that would be great.
Topics, questions,
Yeah.
games, anything, ideas.
Or if you guys have any issues you want to run by
Yeah.
us, we can give you advice.
Also, if you guys have any activities you would like us to do and then talk about it on camera, we're willing to do anything.
We're gonna go. We're gonna do some stuff for you guys
this weekend. We're gonna try and make something happen. But
so let us know.
Any activities that are weird and out there, like the whole psychic thing, we're down to do it. So let us know what you want us to go do.
Yes.
So please subscribe to everything.
Please subscribe so you don't miss anything.
Yeah, on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Subscribe, like, rate, review.
Follow
everything.
us at S.H.E Pod on
Unless
Instagram.
it's going to be a mean one.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram at she.pod. We're also on Facebook, she.pods. And then my Instagram is _Hannah_Jane with 2 E's on the end.
My Instagram is Samantha Nicole Thomas with 2 S's at the end of Thomas.
And mine is Eliana Liss, ELIANALISS.
Yep, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You look like great. Sam is so cute. Sam is so cute. You look crazy when you do that. Sam, you look really creepy now.